checked Charleston yet?
Why?
There's a rumor up on the rooftops they trade for weapons and stuff. Might be something, might not.
Hey Walking Dead fans, welcome back to the channel. Let's look at Season 11 Part 2 and some of the CRM clues or possible clues, and especially in Episode 16. So spoiler alert if you're not caught up to Season 11 of The Walking Dead. So in that clip at the beginning, Daryl walking through the house in Episode 16, they're clearing houses and stuff, and Daryl, Aaron, and Gabriel are kind of in a pinch. Lance's soldiers are going to eventually take them out, but they want to use them as some more bodies searching through houses, searching for stuff, searching for the guns, the missing guns. So while doing so, Daryl says, well, what about Charleston? And the guy says, what about it? And he says, well, there's a rumor that people are trading guns and supplies from the rooftops. Well, how would they do that without maybe a helicopter coming and landing? And are they giving supplies or are they taking supplies and maybe trading people? What he said surely points to CRM or some kind of connection there, I'm thinking. I mean, it almost has to, right? All through the season and stuff, a lot of fans have been going, oh, that was Rick, or that's a clue to Rick, or that's a clue to CRM. That's CRM. That's going to be CRM. And, you know, I just kind of brushed things off until we got something a little more definitive. You know, the list, the coordinates, we'll go over that in a second. Possible coordinates, Max said. So we'll talk about that in a second. Another possible clue that could tie into the Charleston thing. But one thing I want to look at is, where is he actually talking about? So supposedly, Commonwealth is in Toledo, Ohio. And if you look at the state of Ohio, Toledo then would be the farthest point away from where Alexandria and Hilltop and all of that is. Like, it's in the top upper corner, left corner of Ohio. And it seems like they're just like, hey, we're just going to go all the way back to Alexandria and Hilltop, no problem. And the thing about Lance with the scar on his cheek and stuff, did he go back to Commonwealth? Possibly. It looks like there was a time jump. You know, the time the banners fall on Hilltop and Alexandria and the soldiers are there, Lance needed to communicate with them. Did more soldiers come from Commonwealth? Did they have the banners with them or bring them back after they went back to Commonwealth? Lance's scar on his cheek while he's at Oceanside, you know, how much time has passed there? We don't exactly know. And if he had enough time to go all the way back to Commonwealth, it's a pretty good trip from Alexandria to Commonwealth if it's in Toledo. So Daryl mentioning Charleston, is that South Carolina? Well, you know how hard it is to go from Toledo to Charleston, South Carolina today, even with the interstates and everything working, gas stations in between. It takes a long time. Charleston, South Carolina is really far away. And how the heck would you hear a rumor coming from Charleston, South Carolina? So it's my belief that he surely meant Charleston, West Virginia, or Charleston, Illinois. There is a Charleston, Montana as well. The West Virginia Charleston is much closer even than the Illinois, so let's say we go with that one, and that's still a pretty good ways away. The rooftop thing, we know that CRM has left supplies on the rooftop as supply and fuel depots. If a helicopter crew is out on a mission, they know certain places they could land and refuel, resupply, and all's good. So a big question is, okay, why would Commonwealth be trading guns and supplies to CRM when usually CRM is trading that for people? If they're trading guns and supplies to CRM, what are they getting back? Is it just fuel? Does Commonwealth not make its own fuel and they are totally reliant on trade with CRM? Something's got to be up. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It could be people, as in from the list, because Kelly said
I counted 200 or more.
She saw like 200 more names from the file that Max stole than the list that was slipped under the door. That's a lot of people, and that's a lot of money grab missions, or at least a lot of people that Sebastian sent to try to grab the money. And I definitely do have a question of how involved is Lance as far as he knew about Sebastian's money thing and the trip. Is this tied into the opium trade? When Sebastian kind of caught Max stealing the file kind of thing, he looked like he was maybe tipsy drunk or something, but Is that related to the opium? Is all of this somehow connected? I'm wondering, Carol was involved in the opium thing. Was that just to show Carol proved herself? Or is that actually connected to something bigger, the opium trade and stuff like that? So there's a lot of questions going on. What other thing is Lance talking about when he told Toby, hey, you know about that other thing? The guns and equipment was sabotaged, so we got to figure out who did it and why and go catch them. And that's kind of the thing that's playing out right now, of course.
What about these numbers? They look like codes, maybe coordinates?
So you think this is about where they're hiding people?
So as the group's gathered around the table, Connie, Kelly, Eugene's there, Magna's there, Max is there. Max says, what about these numbers? Are they codes? Are they coordinates? And that kind of matches up with the rooftop thing and the trading. I think Magna says, you mean that's going to say where they're hiding these people? And are they hiding these people? I don't know if it's hiding or trading or, hey, the people's dead because they had to go try to grab some money for Sebastian. It seems like there may be a lot of angles to that, or possible angles, and not just the one connection, it's CRM, or one connection, it's Sebastian and the money grab. Maybe there's several things happen. Some people went to the money grab, some people went to CRM, some people went somewhere else, and there's several things that they have these people try to do. But when Max said they could be coordinates, and they very well could be, you couldn't really see the sheet that well to see the numbers and things like that, that matches up to helicopter drops or helicopter trading or rooftop trading or CRM somehow, right?
I told him we needed more people to get the article out.
And I got a whole network ready and willing to ride at dawn.
So talking about the paper that Connie printed up. So this is kind of how it went. Some people seem to be confused a little bit about it, but it's a one sheet or it's one piece of paper. Connie went in the middle of the night and used the printing press, or maybe the Resistance had something that could print out one piece of paper. And so she wrote this article with a really big headline, and it's just one article. It's probably blank on the other side. She was able to print a lot of these posters, articles, these pages, these single pages, and then get them distributed out amongst the community in the middle of the night. So that's why Pamela came in that next morning and said, hey, what's all this stuff? Because they were secretly distributed via network of all these people. Eugene knows some people and could probably get some out. Connie and Kelly probably had a way to distribute a few of them. Magna has friends at work and stuff she can hand out some stuff to. And then in comes Ezekiel. So I don't think he's the leader of the Resistance per se, air quotes, but because of what he did with the hospital, helping out people that couldn't afford to go to the regular hospital, people that would have been in debt or is already in debt and needs some medical attention, he's gaining a lot of friends. He is building up a type of resistance, or at least of a leader type person by doing that. So when he says, hey, I got a whole network ready to go, it means he's made a lot of friends by helping people out, helping the common man, the people in debt and stuff like that, fight the system, beat the system. That's why he's kind of like a hero to the people at the moment. Will he be the leader of the resistance? Become that? He very well could. And, it could lead to him being a Dwight type figure and possibly getting that death from the comic, but there's a lot of options for that as well. Ezekiel said, I've got this whole network ready to ride at dawn. And what does that mean? It means they're ready to distribute those pieces of paper, those news articles around before dawn, like right at early morning before everybody gets up. They kind of wanted to do this secretly. It seemed like it worked. I mean, this is it. Pamela Milton is lying to you, and this is what her adult son Sebastian did and got a bunch of people killed and stuff like that. That's huge. That's big time. And so part 3, it really looks like people are really going to start rising up. The resistance, remember when Tyler, the soldier at the party that put the knife to Max's neck, he said, there's thousands like me. So those thousands are going to start coming out of the shadows, and everything's, as they say, the SHIT is about to hit the fan. There's so many theories out there, it makes your head spin really, but people think that CRM is connected to Pamela. CRM's connected to Lance. CRM's connected to Mercer. CRM's connected to, whoever they will point to, and whatever little bitty clue a lot of people just pulls out. But which is true? What is true? How will it work? Scott Gimple said, yes, CRM does know about Commonwealth and probably vice versa, but he didn't say or give any spoilers as to how or why or when. So that's why we're making up a bunch of theories about how we think it's going to be played out in the CRM connection, whether it be Pamela, whether it be Lance, or whoever. Some theories even say that CRM is secretly pushing this rebellion, this resistance. And personally, I don't buy that theory just because the equality issues are pushing that. I mean, they don't need CRM to give a nudge to the resistance. The resistance is already there, and they're pissed off at the way the society's being run. And it only really takes that spark from the one sheet to probably set it all off. But then how would CRM come into play? It's got to be the rooftop trading. It's got to be that other thing that Lance was talking about. So if I had to put my money on a theory, it would probably be CRM is connected to Lance somehow in some trade deal. Not a power grab type thing like they're backing Lance to overthrow Pamela, but simply some type of trade deal, which is still a little confusing to me about why. I do understand Lance's motives, and he wants to take over the world, build the world, be in charge of the world. And maybe CRM has promised him something, or he made a deal that is going to allow him to gain more power. He's definitely the Littlefinger of the show from Game of Thrones. Flipping the coin, of course, he's Two-Face from Batman. It does make you wonder if the writers are pulling from some of those sources to really create what they're creating. But a lot of you guys point to several other things in this episode and prior episodes that point to CRM, or you think may lead to a connection to Rick or something like that. And hey, we can talk about them down in the comments below, and I'll join you there. Let me know what you think about it. This is James in Nashville. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more dead stuff.